show me ready.
Misschien laat.
Kijk, dat is allemaal goed.
Okay, ready?
You ready?
Here we go. So Java library. When you hear the Java library, that is the Java API. Okay? Who knows what the Java API is? Anybody? Benny, what's the Java?
The Java API is pretty much a collection of like the Java API. It's essentially a Google website.
Time?
I mean, they're like their websites devoted to Java API that it lists like all the different like libraries that you have access to.
Right.
That you can implement and with all their functionality.
Right. Okay. Cool. So basically, at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of classes, and that's about it. I mean, interfaces as well. One later on.
That's the stuff where we get the ability to just go into one of those and just pull it off. And
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. So during your time as a programmer, the more you learn about the Java API, the more you will be a better programmer. Okay. There's constantly new ones, and it's anything you can imagine has been done before.
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Java API is a bunch of classes that are built by Java and third parties and anybody who wants to contribute for anything you can possibly imagine.
It's just like a massive library of a bunch of
everything
and everything.
For everything.
Where is it stored?
Which is stored when you download Java Standard Edition. It comes with it. You can actually get more, and it comes in.
How do you pull them out then?
Go to Java.
For example,
docs.oracle.com/Java.
On Oracle's database.
It's not a database. Let's give you an example over here. For example, here's chapter 6 has some code. Okay, say I open up the.
Yeah, but you download it from Java, right? From Oracle.
Once it comes with it. When you download Java, the JDK. When you do, for example, let's look over here.
It's called source code.
Look, see over here? I'm importing this.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
When you're importing this, I'm now importing the utility library, the array list. So to use an array list, you actually have to import it. In other words, an array list is a class that Java set up for you to help you deal with an array.
How do you do it?
Over here, we're importing from Java on the utility package the array list class.
Okay, and how do you know the name of the class?
This I'll tell you off the bat. If you want to learn about the API is huge. When you we'll look at it later. Sure. Basically, there's a book you'll buy, or online you can look into it. But basically, it depends on what you want to code for. If you're a game programmer, you're looking to look for the game class API. All those APIs for gaming. If you're looking for web programming, look for those. You look for swings
So
and other.
They have full or part pieces of what's called of an engine, game engine.
They have full game engines. You can always, it's never exactly what you need. You always have to take it and then tweak it to exactly what you want.
Right.
But it gives you the foundation of anything you want to build. In other words, new languages that come out, the biggest problem with new languages is why they cannot compete with Java, even Python, which is an amazing language. One reason why I can't compete is because Java is so rich in libraries. It has one of the most richest libraries out of all programming languages. So you want to make a good web application, a good network application, a good gaming, a good enterprise app, it's all there. Java library is extremely rich. So any good GUI tools, anything you want is there. Okay, we'll look at it soon. A little more how to
record it, right?
Yeah. Okay. So before we get to the API, let's look at the array list. Okay. So array list is a class in the core Java library. Core Java library means it comes with the JDK. You wouldn't have to do a separate download. It comes with it. Okay. Okay. So here's the general view of how you make an array list. Okay. See over here, this is the syntax. So private, that's just whether you want a private or public. And over here, it's got unique syntax, so you put it with these symbols. Okay. So say you want to make an array list of president, you do array list, president in there. Name what the list you wanted to call to go to president list, new array list president. And you don't define, remember with the array list, we'd actually define how many we're going to put in there. By this, you don't have to, you can add and subtract as much as you want.
So confused, why is this better or the middle?
Well, you'll see, look what you can do with this one. Yeah, let's take some code. I don't want to.
If I were to just what if I wrote private president array? Oh,
watch.
Yeah, private president array.
The main difference is that you can alter the size of it.
Yeah, there's some really much better.
Can you alter the size of the other one, but just change it?
There's a copy over it as well.
Why? It's a new president. You just 5 years. You're on that.
Okay, look. So say we have over here. I'm not making all the side code for the class. So say we have a thing of presidents. Okay. Welcome to Sublime, Ben. Okay. So. Okay, so here it is. Private. It's it's a private variable. Over here, an array list presidents would be an array of presidents. Notice how you have this unique syntax where you have these. This is very important to keep that in mind. Okay. You don't have to state off the bat how much you're putting in. This is in contrast. Say, for example, let's have one of the put it in here. Let's see. We can have one. We find where we use the. Okay, if you notice over. Here's a good example. Let me use it for. Okay, in your guess of the game, you have a good example. Over here, if you notice over here, when you do in a standard array, you have to state off the bat how much is going to be inside there. Over here is the grid size, right? 49. But with this type of an array, it can be anything you want. Start off with an empty array, and later on add things as you want. So, for example, here are some of the methods you can use in it. You can add an object. Okay, so say we have a, let's call it, president X equals, okay, we can now go over there and do, boom, that's been added now to the list, okay? You just added that object. Look how much more flexible it is. Now you can also remove something. So say you want to remove a president. Boom. Now he's gone. Okay? That president's gone.
Why do you put him remove? Why not just like take it away?
How do you take it away?
Well, no, because you have a certain amount.
No, say you have a list and you're removing things depending on certain logic. So you add a list of presidents and you want to remove some after some die, whatever it is. Okay? You can remove it now with this.
Do you have an order?
In time?
Well, you can use this, so basically you can make a sort of say, if you're making an actual application like a game or something, you can use this as an example where if someone has, let's say, 10 lives, or not 10 lives.
Perfect.
Say,
Yeah. And he's at 9 lives and remove life.
Right.
I mean, there's the right way to do it. The point is, this idea you can move. For example, remember we had the game where you had 3 questions to answer.
Yeah.
So if you have one question, you can move that question from the list if you want.
That's what we were
This
going
could
to
move it from the list.
Never
Never. How you do it, depending, that's up to you how you want it. The idea is that you can move a object from the array. That's the main idea. When you use it, that's up to you.
So when you're writing the array, go into the other screen. When you're writing an array, you write, let's say president, whatever you want to call that president, equals new president.
What's that?
President, instead of writing president X, obviously, let's say you write president,
What's your question?
I'm saying the X, that's where you would put the president's name?
So we have over here, like, X dot
control.
set name, equals Bob. Okay?
Then you have to go to A, B, C, D, E, F, G to make a new one. For everyone, you would have to write X.
I mean, and this is the example. I can now do,
And you can use numbers. You can't use numbers in this case.
numbers what?
Can you use an integer there? You can't.
Well, president's not in.
For what?
Right,
You can't write president 1. You have to write president X1.
Yeah, you can't use X1. You can't
You
use
can
X1.
X1, X2, X3,
Yeah.
and the rest.
Okay, so look, so now Y, let's add this over here. If I go now over here and add Y, so how many things are in this list?
Well,
There's 2.
One and 1 and 2.
Y.
well, technically,
No,
So
before-
Y is an
before you do.
object, but it doesn't represent by any.
technically there's 3 in there, but 1 has been.
Wait, okay, a second. Let's take this away. Let's cut this out for a second. Okay, so I get to here. How many are in the list?
Technically 2 objects.
Yeah, 2 objects.
One has a name, one doesn't.
There's 2 objects in there. Okay, here, I'll set this one name just for the sake. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have two of them in there. So you could also remove by this removal. We'll learn later on how you can have two methods with the same name that you can pass different arguments. Don't worry about it now. We'll learn later on how that works. But for example, I can remove x like that, or I can remove x like this, because he's in position 1, position 1, which is 0 based. Okay?
And how do I know that? How would I be able to find that out by going to the program?
Okay, so first let's get the idea that you can move like this.
Wait. Python just remove 0. Why you're by like
0 would be position 0.
right? It would, but how you
That's what
know?
I'm saying. How would you know?
Okay, so watch. Here you go. Let's go through this list.
Again, what is the add one?
Okay, we'll get to this soon.
Another object into the list. What? To the array list, you're adding another object.
You create the program.
But you're not doing it you?
Back into the program. You could do multiple things.
So what is the difference between president X, new president, and president this dot add? Because over here, look on the top, you have the array list. That's already a pre-made thing, a pre-made.
Okay, but guys, listen up.
Pre-made class.
So the X, you add X. So add X is you add X new president.
What? Where do you see add X new president?
This one is this one.
No.
Here, I'm gonna give it away.
No.
Because he wrote X dot name, yeah.
Yeah. So.
No. Okay. You add when you write X, you add this president that you create.
Yeah. Okay, so watch this. What if you have a list and a guy passes you an object to check what's in the list? For example, again, you ask the thing, here's 3 presidents, which one's the right successor, and the guy passes back Bill Clinton. So you can check whether his answer is the right one.
Using the check method.
So you can do contains.
You can do it checking by.
There's many different ways. Yeah. So here's one way you can check if something's in the element. I can check like this. This will return true because it contains X.
So it is found in.
For example, if I go like this, okay, and I do, oops. This will return what?
No. Or actually, no, 0.
It actually will return false.
Yeah.
In Python is 0. That's why you're getting confused.
Really?
Python has the idea of 0 and 1 being false and true, but Java doesn't have that.
Because you didn't did president list add Z.
Because you haven't never added it. So if you for example had a statement that went like this, if this is true, that's all you have to put in there. Oops.
I mean, it says returning a bool.
No time? It's a Boolean, yeah. So if this is true, which it's not, then go ahead and do something, right?
Yeah, 3 different.
Right? Then whatever. I'm just doing pseudocode now. Yeah. Okay. But this would be false because it's not in there. Right? This would be in there. Okay?
You can't do that. You can't do, like, just for example, it's kind of done president's list that contains X equals 0.
No, so it itself returns true or false.
So for our thing,
Yeah, you can't do that. It's just this itself is true or false. That's all you have to do.
For our thing, you would have to have 3 different president list objects to add.
You have tissues.
So A, B, and C. Let's say.
Tissues. I have
Let me see in the bathroom.
some.
Oh,
For what?
the glasses.
Try it. It might
We
work.
don't want to use a tissue for glasses.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Use a shirt, no?
No, use your shirt. The shirt's all.
Sweaty. Use my shirt. Out of the gym. Use your underwear.
No, I don't want to pants.
Use regular speedos.
Regular speedos?
Okay, so Ben was asking, do you do this? I think that's what you're asking. Do you do this?
I mean, you can also do 0 the exact same thing.
Right. So this is not like Python. You do that. Over here, you don't. This itself returns true or false. So if this is true, continues. If false, that's all you have to do.
Well, I know that's all you have to do.
Yeah, you can't even do that. You can't do that. Because in Python, 0 equals true. I mean, 1 equals true, but not.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, you gotta get used to that.
Okay.
Okay, next thing.
I think C also does that.
Yeah, most languages do like that. Okay, what about this one?
Java.
What if you want to know if a list is What's that? Okay, guys, I want to see all the code like this. We have each block, the curly bracket goes right under the line above it, and everything else is indented by 4.
So with that thing on top, private arraylist president, you don't need to make a class?
Can you say it again?
When you have...
Of course you need a class. I'm skipping the whole class part. Yeah. Yeah, we're not...
Would it have to be a public class or...
Class? Oh, for now, make all your classes public. You're not going to need a private class for now.
What's your question?
In fact, there really is no such thing as private class in Java. Okay, so guys, what is this? Is this would this happen or not? Would it spit out true or not?
Yes.
It would. What about now?
Yep.
No.
Is that a Y or a Z?
No.
Z.
No.
Okay, so how about if you want to? That's for contained. So what do you want to see if it's something, if there's anything in there at all? You can go like this. You see, I have one over here called is empty.
What does... Oh.
Okay. So this can
I'm
check.
downloading all this stuff, and this is automatically right here.
Oh, I may not have it.
Can you, yeah, you have it.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is so standard, you must have. Okay, so here's is empty. Same type of thing.
So,
Okay, so right now this would be false. It is not empty. But if say you have a list and you don't know if it's empty or not, you can do this is empty. And it'll let you know if anything's at the list. If I go ahead and remove X and Y, this will be true. Right now this is false.
What is going to be true?
If I remove X and Y, then nothing's going to be inside there, and the list is empty.
Okay. So again, the container is empty, it's just an object.
Can you?
Is empty.
Returns true or false.
No, what does those words mean in Java?
Is empty?
Yeah.
Remember, this is a class. This
Yeah,
is
it's a class.
that they
Okay.
created for you. So
Okay.
it doesn't mean anything. This is what they named the method. It's a method that returns
That's the same.
true or false. It means nothing at all. It's not a keyword. This is a method of part of the library that they give you. Okay.
So checking it.
Now here's a cool one. Okay. This is you probably use this one quite often as well. Check out this one. You ready? Okay. What would happen with this?
Index.
Okay. We're almost done with this. Yeah. Index of returns you the position of where it is. So what would be the position?
1.
Right. And it returns an integer. Okay. So this would.
Like you do.
Okay.
This is very similar to the index of like SQL, or any index.
That's a different concept. This is just telling you exactly where in the list it is. So if you want to find out where in the list is Bill Clinton, you put in index of Bill Clinton, and it'll say, oh, 37. That's where he is in the list. Okay, and now you can go and remove him like that. You can remove 37, and boom, he's gone.
Instead to do with all the code.
What?
Instead of delete the code, you just type a code to remove it.
Yeah, and this is a stupid example because you can remove them anyways by passing the object in there. But you can, if you want to find the index of whatever the purpose is, you can find the index of a president in this list by passing this, and it tells you where it is. This return 1. Okay, and last ones are very simple. There's size. Okay, size returns what?
The size of it. I mean,
So what does the size mean?
well, bytes, bits, or whatever.
The length of the array,
Which means what?
which means how many elements are stored
Yeah.
in it currently.
Okay, so how much would be what would return now?
2.
Okay, so
What
return
about
2.
what is returning?
Size returns how many.
So how do I get bits? What space it is?
That you can't really do. It's not so simple because remember, these are holding objects, and the object's not simple to calculate how it works. It's each JVM does it completely different. How they store Java and how they store classes in memory is not going to be simple.
Are these sized in integer or unsigned?
Anytime?
Are these just regular integers or unsigned integers?
These are regular integers.
Is there
Yeah.
a thing called the unsigned integer in Java?
I mean, as of now, that's all you have to do. These are just, it's going to turn from the only one over
that's
here.
cool. So we can use that last one. Get in index. We can use that last one to create a situation where it goes in and checks. So it checks how many are left in there.
What are you talking about?
That's
The size.
No.
Size will tell you how much is
The
left.
next one.
No, get actually returns it.
No, I was saying, so you use this one. You use that one that's going to return it.
That will return the actual present object.
So we would have to figure out our game. We have to.
I mean, for your game, you can remember that's the beauty of programming. You can do it with this stuff.
I know, but I'm just
different
trying
ways.
to see so if this would make sense in my head. So
Right.
I'm sort of understanding. The size. So you're going to send this message to your computer, or whatever, and it's going to find, let's say, your size. You have 2 left in your let's say in your
Okay.
file. You have what,
Right.
3 in there. Okay.
Perfect.
You get one wrong. What happens? It throws into another array, which is the get size. Does that make sense? So get the size there. And
Well, this gets the size. This returns the size of the
So what's
array.
the next one? Index size. Whatever it's called.
Next one,
Parameter.
get.
Index of.
Index.
Don't worry about that. This all this. Look at this. If I do get and I pass say 1, what am I going to get back?
The second aspect.
You'll actually get back y. So, for example, I can go like this.
The opposite of size.
Not really. Look, I can go like this. President B equals this. Okay? I can make a new president, and they'll be pointing to this, and this is actually returning President Y. So now you'll have B and Y pointing to the same president.
So, in which case, if you edit B, it'll also edit Y?
Yeah,
So that's
just remote controls, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very tough in Java to make a copy of an object and not make it just 2 remote controls of the same object. It's so impossible to do. Just figure a way around it.
Why?
If you have a remote control pointing to a TV, and you want to get a copy of that, a whole new TV with a new remote, don't try to make a copy of the variable. It's not going to work ever. You just get another remote control. It's going to make you confused. It gets very
So
confusing.
another remote.
You have to make a new TV and has a similar type of data with a new remote. Because you remember, copying variables in these are just object references, just remote controls. And you can get a huge
Just
mess.
create another remote.
Yeah, good question. Does algorithm mean a bunch of programming?
What's that?
Algorithm, does that mean a bunch of programming?
I don't like that word. You see the word, give me a little finger. People are trying to sound
What does it
fancy.
mean?
This algorithm, it may use in
Does it mean
mathematics. What's that?
Does it mean just write out code?
Algorithms use more in mathematics. They use it for almost like a certain formula to achieve something.
A lot of searching.
One more time?
A lot of searching.
Yeah,
Algorithm.
yeah. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I hate when people use these words in programming to make things confusing for no reason.
That's what I was asking you.
It's actually
Yeah.
fun though using.
Yeah, it's
When
used.
you can like when you just drop like people who don't know computer, you just drop like big words. And
Yeah.
it's all wall.
It's good to use on people who you want to mess with.
Just drop it on
I
the-
figured it was something simple. I was trying to figure out.
Just
well,
means
not simple,
it's
but
usually when people use it in real life and actually they mean it, they usually just mean a formula. For example, there's an algorithm for example, in data, right? How we remember we used to search tables. So remember how behind the scenes, you can look at how SQL's doing it. It can either look at the index or look
Right.
at this type of index, or there's different algorithms SQL uses to get the same result. But don't these things are so these words are
Okay.
they're abused big time.
Arraylist, get size index is only in Arraylist.
One time?
Get size index contain is only in Arraylist. You can use it on.
I'm not sure which point.
You know, get when you did that, get that is empty, that contains.
Only in this array list, yeah.
Only in Arraylist.
Yes, that's the beauty of an array list.
can you explain?
This is why these, how we remember before we use these arrays, right?
Yeah.
Not those, yeah, these type of things, right? Don't
Yeah.
ever use those again.
Okay. This is the point.
Don't ever use it. There's only one reason why you should use it, and even then, it's not true. They say if you use it for primitive, like integers, it's better to use those. It's not even true.
So we're gonna most of the time in the Arraylist.
99% of the time.
I mean, no, the other one is like the list, like just a regular square bracket. This can be faster for things you don't need. Like it's gonna be a certain size and
Yeah.
you change that.
Yeah, but if faster with regards to performance-wise, they did testing it, and it's so minuscule that unless you're desperate for some extra speed in your application, for these applications, unless you really come to a threshold where you can't find what the issue is, you get to that. But it's almost, nowadays,
Really?
yeah, I'm telling you, realists are the way to go. You just get used to it, you know what I mean? That's why you should go with this way. Okay, so that's basically it. We have get returns the object itself,
Makes
returns
it
the
even
present.
smaller than what we have now.
Okay?
It makes it even smaller than what we have now. Really.
A lot of stuff. For example, before, this idea of contains you want to find something that contains an index, you have to do a loop, right? If you want to find it, if
I mean, that's the sense you probably.
yeah, behind the scenes is probably doing that. But the point is, you don't have to write those stupid loops.
What?
So before, if you wanted
The loop
to
is
find
already
out,
made, so you don't have to write it.
remember how in the loop the guy asked a question, you know, which one is one of the successors? You have to loop through the list to find if that's right or wrong. Over here, it's two contains, and you have the answer.
Like every object.
The test, the Z exists in that array. So if you have an array of say presidents, the person enters, you know.
Yes, but
Contains means it turns into an integer, or what is it doing?
Contain just says true or false.
True or false? So it's a boolean.
Yeah. It returns a boolean. That's what you have to
Right.
write. It's a method that returns a boolean.
So I would write president list dot contains Z system print out.
Yeah, look at this. And this is what we'll show you an example. This will return false because Z, I mean, it wouldn't do what's inside here because it's not.
That's what I'm asking you. Would it print out false, or would it print out nothing?
Nothing. Yeah, and I didn't put any else in there.
You wanted
What do you mean?
you could put in like, if you wanted to, you can do system.out.print and then president's list that contains Z, and that way it will print like true or false.
Why wouldn't it print true or false here?
Okay, I did it. I hard coded it just to say true, if it's true.
I know, but how would I figure out a way that I can write that?
Well, if you don't want it, you want to do a simple thing, just go like this. Remember, that means not. So if it's not true, then do that.
Right.
And I can write, you know.
I'm saying for myself.
Or I can do an else statement. Remember how you do else? Remember else?
Yeah.
Just do an else. You know, else etc.
No, but then you're hard coding. I don't want to hard code. I want to figure out. I need to figure out if that's.
That's not hard coding. That's not hard coding. That's fine. If it's true to this, if not, something else. That's not hard coding. That's fine.
So what do you mean by hard coding?
I was thinking of a hard code over here that it's the, well, this is not hard coding usually means when you're actually writing something in your system that's very rigid. You can't really change. For example, over here,
No.
it's not really bad hard coding. This, like Bob would be hard coding.
Yeah. Okay.
In a real way, this should be pulling from some other data source, like a database, so it can change every time I run the application. This time would be Bob forever, huh? Right. But this is called hard coding. In order to, usually, you find string text in your system, it's a bad sign, because string text means what do you mean? If this is Bob, let me pull it from somewhere. I can change it. Over here, you can't change it unless you edit the class file, right? If this is a real thing, right, this would be horrible because
You say Bob would always be X or something else.
and his name will be Bob. You want to pull it from a place that can change. It's dynamic. Hello?
oh, the one is here.
Yeah.
How's it? Good. Good. It is good.
One time?
Nice.
An awesome car. I like it. I've only been thinking for nothing. I think it's a later year.
Social Security, you're calling the bank? What? Okay, it's 062-706-917.
Yeah. Don't be sure people that you don't know.
You trust the guy?
All right.
I'll trust him.
1 second, I'll check in. I'll give you a second.
And Pazzi, giving your